So great deal. So anyway, they indicted the cops. I testified against them. They cut my time just like they said.
All right.
So I get out of prison,
What year was that?
93. I'm out for
Okay.
6 months.
Oh, this sounds bad.
It was bad.
All right.
So I get out for 6 months.
Okay.
Now they got my old drug supplier, and they've turned him into an informant.
Okay.
So he comes to me.
Before you tell me that though, what did it feel like getting out after that 5 years? Like, what? Like, because I don't know, because I only did 24.
It felt great.
When you were in there, what were you saying to yourself? Like, I'm going to do this. I'm gonna, what was on your to-do list?
Well, I had bought a theater. I bought an old theater. I was gonna make
like
it
a movie theater.
Yeah, it was a movie theater. I was gonna make it the West Coast Apollo.
Okay.
I saw rap.
So you still have money at this point?
I had money before I went.
And you still had some when you came out after 5 years?
Not really.
Okay,
Not
so
really.
your plan was to buy the movie theater.
I'd already bought it before I went. I put
so you still had it?
I put $900,000 down on the theater. Right before I get arrested, I see the theater. I go to Apollo. First I go to the Apollo Theater and I see the Apollo.
Yeah.
And then this idea popped in my head about how I could take over rap music with this theater. So when I get back to LA, one of my guys called me.
Nah, you glossing over too much. Wait, just remind people, this was 93. What year was this?
No, this is 80, 87, 88.
You said you had put 900,000?
Yeah, I put 900,000 down on a $1.2 million deal.
I don't know how much money that is in today's dollars, but
the theater right now probably is worth about $30 million.
Exactly. That's exactly.
Yeah, it would be worth $30 million. You can't buy it. I mean, the people who own it now would
why? Yeah,
they wouldn't sell it to you.
So you were thinking some major business deals in the legitimate space and like really bringing some new culture, in fact, to the Southland.
Yeah, I was. Okay. I was. So where was we about the theater? So I bought the theater before I went.
All right.
So when I'm in prison, my goal is to get out and get into the rap game.
Okay. And that's a great era.
I was there when Suge and Harry started Death Row. I was cellies with Harry. So I see the music business as a viable option to go into.
Okay.
I see Death Row start from nothing and blossom to what it became.
Yeah.
So my goal was to do the same thing with the theater.
Okay.
But the theater would be the draw because everybody would want to perform on that stage. The stage was ginormous. This theater, it held about 4,500 people.
Okay.
So it was a nice size theater. It was on Crenshaw Boulevard, Crenshaw and Adams. So it was in a great area. Yep. It had all the elements. But I was out of money.
Okay.
And while I was
in
gone,
terms of like doing renovations,
while I was gone, people had broke in and stole the chairs and messed the wires up. So my old informant called me because he see me. I'm on TV. I do news interviews and everything
after getting out.
Okay. Because I learned, first book I ever read was Malcolm X.
Okay.
Autobiography by Alex Haley.
That might have been the first or second one I read as well. Like meaning complete book.
I'm not saying I couldn't read, that's the first time I ever read a book.
I finished the book
from front to cover.
Absolutely.
So when I read that, I saw what Malcolm did, and I saw how he came up, and I was like, oh, I could do the same thing Malcolm did.
Okay.
But with music. So I was planning on putting the theater together. I'm on the news. Matter of fact, I came on after Monday Night Football. Wow. I had a program come on after Monday Night Football.
Prime.
Yeah, prime. And this is like 93. Okay. DA see that interview. They see me doing the theater. Now they got my informant. He's in prison. So they tell him, can you set Rick up? I ain't selling dope. I ain't sold dope in 5 years.
That's evil.
I ain't sold dope in 5 years.
That's actual.
And I'm out working. I'm working. I'm working a job right now. It's my job. I bought a truck, old raggedy truck, and I'm going around cleaning up construction sites. So I'm really working to do this.
Hard work.
Yeah. So they let him out of jail to come
just to get you
and offer me dope. Yeah. So he
They
came.
personally did not like you.
No, they didn't.
That's wild. So they're not busting crimes; they're creating crimes.
They created a crime
That's amazing.
and put me
Shout out
in
to
it.
the American government, because this is not the first time they're good at it. That's wild.
So he came and he started offering me, told me he had 700
Is
kilos.
this a foreigner, or where's
He's a
this
foreigner.
dude? Where's he from?
Nicaragua.
Shouldn't they send from Nicaragua back to Nicaragua?
They should have when he got
you get deported.
I got him deported. This is later on.
And they didn't let him back in.
No, this was he hadn't been deported then. I got him deported after he testified against me.
Okay.
Because I didn't understand the law totally. I'm just getting into
You would think the government would have been having that as a priority, like get illegal aliens who are selling dope out of the country.
They lied on the witness stand. It was my case was, my lawyer dropped the ball too. While we're in trial, This is when I'm back arrested after he set me up. He set me up for 100 kilos. They gave him to us on credit because I couldn't buy 100 kilos at this time. And my crimey, who the kilos was for, he didn't have enough money to buy. All he had was $100-some thousand to put down on him. So, hey, just make a down payment, and we're gonna give you 100 kilos.
That's wild.
So while we're going to trial, my lawyer get a call at his hotel room, and this guy says he's an INS agent. He said, I don't know what they did, but this guy shouldn't have been allowed to be on the street to even talk to Rick.
Right.
And when he said that, we tried to get a postponement of the trial so my lawyer could investigate. And for me, so I started investigating immediately.
So that was love, the fact that he reached out to.
Oh, for sure. He threw a curveball in the case.
Yeah.
I should have won the case on Brady versus Maryland, because what we eventually found out is that the INS agent, who says he didn't know that a convicted felon couldn't have a green card, gave the guy a green card.
I can't even get out the goddamn country. I can't get approved for global entry with
this
no
guy
record.
was a high-ranking supervisor in the INS, but he said he didn't know that convicted felons couldn't have green cards.
That's amazing.
And his boss said that he never told him that the guy was a convicted felon, because he never would have signed off.
Wow. Okay.
So
they're playing games.
But my lawyer didn't put him on the witness stand. My lawyer didn't put him on the witness stand until after the appeal came back. Okay. And then we put him on the witness stand. But
were you in jail during this whole time?
The whole time. Never got a bail. No. They didn't give bails back then for drugs, cocaine, a bail, black. Danger to the community. Oh no, you're not getting
black. We talking about blacks? Oh man, that's amazing.
We go through that whole process, and that's when I get my time cut. I got my time cut because the 3 strike laws.
Oh no,
don't apply. Like, say for instance, if you only get arrested one time, but you go to 3 different places and plead guilty, that's only 1 arrest.
Okay.
It's not 3 arrests. Like they tried to say that each one of those was separate arrests.
Huh. Okay.
It's like your kid. You catch your kid and
so
he spilled milk over there.
Convictions? Is it a matter of convictions or
convictions?
Arrests?
Convictions and arrests.
Okay. That law was ugly though. I remember that 3 strike was.
It was, but it in my case, it was. They wrote it the right way.
Okay,
they basically said that in order to be an intervening, it has to be an intervening arrest.
Okay.
In mine wasn't intervening. I never got out of handcuffs. They just took me from California to Cincinnati, from Cincinnati to Texas.
You was traveling on the government dollar.
Yeah. So. I wound up beating it on the grounds that it wasn't intervening arrest. It was only 1 conviction.
Okay.
And that knocked down to 20 years.
You said down to 20. That was amazing. But
20 was good for me. I was like, yeah. Hey, 20 be life all day long.
Yeah, it does.
I could do 20. I said, I can do 20.
So
I was still a young man.
Fight?